Here we are in this week's assignment modules, which are due this Sunday, September 2nd. These are some of the learning objectives we'll be covering this week. Working with some basic drawing tools, shape tools. In this week's tutorial, you'll be working through Chapter 3 using shapes to create artwork for a poster. Also, Chapter 4, editing and combining shapes and paths. And also Chapter 5, transforming artwork. Now remember, each of these chapters I've provided a link to in the MiraCosta Library database. So just click on that link. If you're off campus, you will probably have to enter your CERF ID and password to access the database, but the entire textbook is right there. And I've created links to each chapter in the textbook. So just click that link. And if you're off campus, like I said, you'll have to enter your CERF ID and password. So all three chapters are there linked. This will save you a little bit of money if you don't want to buy the book. Also, I provided the zip files, zip folders that contain all the lesson files. Just right-click on those zip folders and download them to your computer, and then you can unzip them somewhere. Also, be sure to have a link at the video tutorials page. Just click that link there, and that should open up in a minute. And I've made videos, step-by-step videos of the textbook tutorials. So I have videos for Chapter 3, which are about creating basic shapes, squares, rectangles, ellipses, circles, and so on. Chapter 4 contains some videos about how to manipulate artwork in Illustrator. Chapter 5 is about working with effects. And then I've got a number of videos which will help you complete Skill Builder 1. I go through each of the icons, giving you step-by-step instructions on how to complete those. And these are using the basic drawing tools that you're learning this week, so you'll have no problem finishing the icons if you work through the textbook tutorials and watch the videos that I've created. I've provided some lectures here for you, various topics related to this week's reading, also some information about subway map design and so on. So this week you'll submit your completed icons. It's worth 23.75 points. You'll just click this link up here, Skill Builder 1 Campground Icons. And that will take you where you turn them in. On the student side, it looks a little bit different, but you'll be able to attach your file, add any comments that you like, and so on. This week, you'll begin working on your first project, which is a subway map, and that is due September 23rd. Click that link, and that will take you to the project page. Again, it's not due until September 23rd, so you have plenty of time to work on it. You're going to be creating an imaginary subway map for the city you live in, have lived in, or familiar with. It can be just about anything. Students can get really creative with this project. And a subway map is a type of information graphic design. It's in the form of a schematic diagram used to indicate the routes and stations within a public transportation system. They have color-coded lines to indicate train routes, icons to indicate station and stops, transfer points. But subway maps are quite different. They're not geographically accurate. And they use straight lines, 45-degree angle lines, to convey the train routes. And they kind of compress time and space, because with a subway map, it's not important that you know how long it takes to get someplace or how far away the stops are. Anyway, these are the rubrics for your project. They fall into technical requirements, artistic form, and professional presentation. So be sure to have a look at all of those. They're worth points each. These are some examples of subway maps. They're pretty simple schematic diagrams, but be sure to have a look at those. These are some of the learning objectives that this project satisfies. I've also included some subway map resources. Click these links and they provide you with a lot of information about subway maps. Also have a look at this video on, well, there's another subway map. There's a Game of Thrones subway map. I just wanted to show you that. It's interesting. Be sure to have a look at this video by Massimo Vignelli. He designed the New York City subway map in 1973. He was a great graphic designer. He was Italian, but spent most of his life in New York, and that was a very famous subway map, if you can imagine that. I've also included subway map bibliography. Who knew there were books about subways? But there are a number of books about subways. Mr. Beck's Underground Map is about the London Underground. So have a look at those resources. That'll help you understand what subway maps are about and how you will complete your project, which again is not due until September 23rd. So back to the module. You're going to start out doing some research for your project. And you're going to find 2 examples of subway maps and post the JPEGs of them to the discussion board. You'll compare and contrast the maps by answering these questions. And this assignment is worth 10 points. To submit your assignment, just click this link here. That will take you into the discussion board. And just click in the reply field. That opens up a text editor where you can embed an image and enter your text if you like, or just submit it in a Word document or embed a Google Doc, whichever you like. Also, have a look at this illustrator artist, Denis Sabatier. He does some really interesting things with Illustrator. Click that link and that will take you to his website. I've also included a bibliography this week. Some things, Computer Arts Magazine, you might want to have a look at. Has lots of information, not only about Illustrator, but other types of computer arts as well. So that's this week's assignment. Basically, you're going through the textbook tutorial. The only thing you need to turn in, of course, are the icons and the research phase of your project. So if you have any questions, be sure to email me. Otherwise, have fun.